So you've been working on music, you've been working on a song. Sounds good. It's mixed and mastered, and it's ready for production. What do you do after that? I'm talking to the producers, I'm talking to the songwriters, I'm talking to everybody that's associated with making a song what it is. After you get all that done in the studio, what do you do? Is your song registered? Is it registered with BMI? Is it registered with ASCAP? Which one? I'm not talking about later. I'm talking about now. First, let me go ahead and give y'all insight before we get started. My name is Mike, and everybody knows me as Mike ED. It stands for Mike Every Day in this business. And I'm gonna just briefly talk about this because this is an appetizer that I think everybody that does music, they have to get and realize that this is a business. It's not just a hobby. And a lot of these artists use this talent that they have as a hobby. No, no, no. We finna make this a business. So what do you do after you get your song recorded and it's mixed and it's mastered and it's good? Before the marketing, before the advertising, before the photo shoots, before the videos, before the visuals, before the promos, what do you do? Listen to it in your car? Yeah, but that ain't the answer. You register it with BMI, ASCAP. You get protected right there because that part of the business, a lot of people miss the boat on. I tell you, it's so many songs out here that have blown up. They were hits, and you seeing it on videos, and you seeing it all the time where somebody's being sued because they gave their music to somebody, and somebody took that song and turned it into something, took their idea and made it into something because it wasn't protected. You just was out there. You was happy. Somebody was liking what you was doing. You had a song that felt good. You had a product, and you just wanted somebody to check it out. You went up there with your pants unbuckled, and you had them down. And you know what happened. So let's talk about registering your song. When you go there to BMI, I'm with BMI. And if you want to register, go to BMI.com. Once you sign up, it's going to tell you to create a free account. When you create this free account, you plug in your information, your name, your government name, your social, your date of birth, your mailing address, and then in a couple of days you'll get access to BMI so you can register your music right along with look at your works that have been recorded, that have been registered. Okay, I got pages of it because every time I get out of the studio at home, and my studio sounds like I did this music in a big studio. But as soon as I finish, I'm talking about if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm registering my song with BMI. So let's get into that right quick. When you register a song, first thing you got to know is there's 200% that goes into registering a song. 100% goes to the songwriter, and 100% goes to the producer. That's an easy split if it's an easy transition or it's an easy transaction. But where it gets complicated is if you have a lot of hands in the pot, you have to start making sure the paperwork is done. You got to do that before anything. When you get your split sheet, find out who did what and who's going to get compensated for that. Then when you register accordingly. But let's break it down. So you register your song with BMI. Once you become an associate, you register your song. You click on that button. You put all the information in it, the name of the song, and then at that point you start giving out the credits. Who's the composition? Who did the composition? Who did the songwriting? So let's break it down and say you had two people on the verse, one person on the chorus. That's three people. Each person wrote and did their part on that song. Then you got the producer that did the music. Now you are the CEO. You are the person who the song was for. Okay, you did the song, but you brought these extra people in to make it better or make it the song that it is. Okay, so this is how you compensate everybody with the split sheet. Okay, let's say on the songwriter side, that's 100%, right? 40% will go to you, 40% would go to your other songwriter. That's 80%. 20% would go towards the person that did the hook. Now, if you did the hook and you did a verse, then that's 60% for you, 40% for your songwriter, or whatever you guys decide to negotiate, right? That's 100% already compensated for and spoken for. Then you go to the producer. Now, if you have not paid this producer, then he's entitled to the publishing. Now, again, you want to be fair to people, but you also want to take care of business. If you pay the producer, okay, by all means, he should get 50% of the publishing of your song. And now, if you're a publisher, then of course you're gonna have to divvy it up anyways. But if you don't have a publisher assigned to that song, then you are the publisher as the songwriter, and then you distribute the credits accordingly. So again, 50%, if that's the way you negotiate it, 50% would go to you, 50% would go to the producer, or however many people are involved in the track. The more people that's involved, the more you have to break down the percentages. But it all adds up to 200%. So to keep it simple, one producer, you, that's 50%, 50%, that's 100%. This songwriter and this person that's on the chorus, 40%, 40%, 20%. That's 100% over here. Combined is 200%. Now your song is covered and you're protected and you're registered. So if that song goes viral and it goes and starts doing numbers on social media, on the radio, in videos, in music, in movies, in music scores, then guess what? You don't have to chase anybody down for your money. You getting a check. That's what BMI, ASCAP, or CSAC, that's what they do. Their job is to report your earnings and send you a check. Okay? Hey, if y'all feeling me, I know you are. Just down in the comment section, I want you to type in the music note. I know y'all feeling me on this one because it's a lot of y'all that ask me this question. I've had an artist. It was an artist that I met just the other week. 18 years old, very talented. And he let me hear his music, and I asked him, I said, well, man, do you have your songs registered? And he said, what is that? Mm. Not to down him, not to talk bad about him, but he just didn't know. As a as a songwriter, you have to know about this. Protect yourself and register your songs like this. So listen, I do one-on-one calls and I have an offer for $100. But before we get to that, why don't you click the link down in my description and set up a 30-minute call? It's free. And we'll talk about what you got going on. And if I can help you with that $100 offer, then I'm going to give it to you and we'll set you up. But if it's not something that you can do, or if it doesn't fit, then I'll let you make it. I don't need money that bad, but I do want to help you if I can. Right? Okay, so that's what I'm here for. So what I want you to do though, if you like what you're hearing, if you're feeling what I'm talking about, then what I want you to do is like, share, and subscribe. Comment, do whatever you want to do, but just let me know that you hear. Holla if you hear me. Okay? So I cannot change what you're doing, but I can improve it.